Hello everyone, let's try straight into getting started with Copilot in Power BI. The formal definition of Copilot in Power BI is a generative AI assistant that leverages large language models to help users discover insights, create report pages, and generate DAX calculations through natural language prompts. In plain everyday English, it is the data expert sitting next to you. Imagine you are staring at a massive, terrifying spreadsheet with 50,000 rows of sales data. Usually, you'd spend hours clicking buttons just to make one chart. With Copilot, you just type, "Show me a summary of our top performing products last month," and the AI builds the visuals for you instantly. Stay with me here, because this isn't about the AI replacing your brain. It's about the AI doing the heavy lifting so you can focus on making big business decisions. Imagine a dummy example. You are a captain of a ship. You don't need to spend all day in the engine room shoveling coal. You have an automated engine, Copilot, that does that. So you can stay on the deck and steer the ship toward the goal. Let's break this down together. We are moving from manual chart building to conversational analytics. Now that we've mastered the idea of having this expert by our side, you might be wondering how we tell the AI to build an entire page of reports from scratch. Well, that brings us right into our next step. This brings us to generating automated report pages. The technical documentation defines this as the ability of Copilot to analyze your dataset schema and automatically suggest and create a layout of relevant visuals such as cards, bar charts, and trend lines based on a single prompt. To speak naturally, it is the instant artist. You don't have to worry about where to drag the sales field or which date axis to use. You just say, "Create a page to track our regional store performance," and Copilot looks at your data, finds the region and revenue columns, and draws the whole thing. Imagine a dummy example. You are moving into a new house. Instead of spending weeks moving every chair and hanging every picture yourself, you have a magic decorator. You just say, "Make this room look like a professional office," and poof, the desk is in the corner, the lamp is set up, and the books are on the shelf. You've probably noticed at the office how much time is wasted just formatting things. The instant artist does all that for you in seconds. Let's break this down together. We are accelerating the creative process. Now that we have our beautiful charts on the screen, you might be wondering how we understand why the numbers are going up or down, how we get the AI to explain the story behind the lines. Well, that brings us right into our next step. Now we need to talk about narrative insights and executive summaries. The formal definition describes the narrative visual as an AI-powered component that automatically generates a text-based summary of the data on your report, highlighting key trends, outliers, and significant changes in plain language. In simple everyday English, it's the storyteller. Not everyone loves looking at bar charts. Your manager might just want to read 3 sentences that say, "Sales grew by 10%, mostly driven by the North region, while the South region saw a slight dip in electronics." Copilot reads the math and writes the story. Imagine a dummy example. You are watching a cricket match. You can see the scoreboard, the data, but the commentator is the one who explains why the game is exciting and points out that the bowler is having his best season ever. Copilot is that commentator for your business data. Let's break this down together. We are translating numbers into actionable words. With the storyteller explaining the past, you might be wondering how we use Copilot to solve the hard math, those complex formulas we usually have to write by hand. Well, that brings us right into our next step. This brings us to Copilot for DAX measures. The technical documentation defines this as an AI assistance feature within the DAX query view that allows users to describe a calculation in natural language, like year-over-year growth, and receive a correctly formatted data analysis expressions (DAX) formula in return. In plain language, it is the formula translator. DAX can be very intimidating. It's like learning a whole new language just to do a simple calculation. Instead of searching the internet for hours to find the right code, you just tell Copilot, "Calculate the rolling average of sales for the last 3 months," and it writes the code for you. Imagine a dummy example. You are traveling in a foreign country. You don't speak the language, but you have a translation app. You speak into it in English, and it tells the waiter exactly what you want in the local language. Copilot is that translator between your business question and the computer's code. Let's break this down together. We are breaking the language barrier of data. Now that we've mastered the math, you might be wondering how we make sure the AI is actually allowed to see the data, how we manage the safety and privacy of our company's secrets. Well, that brings us right into our next step. Let's dive into data privacy and governance for AI insights. The formal definition describes the security framework where Copilot in Power BI respects existing data permissions, ensuring that AI-generated insights are limited to the data the user is already authorized to access through row-level security (RLS). To put it very simply, it is the security guard at the library. Just because you have a powerful AI doesn't mean it can go snooping into the payroll folder if you aren't an HR manager. The AI only knows what you are allowed to know. Imagine a dummy example. You have a very smart personal assistant. They know everything about your schedule, but they don't have the key to your neighbor's house. They can only help you with the things you have given them permission to see. Let's break this down together. We are innovating within the boundaries of trust. With our data safe and our reports built, the final piece is how we refine the AI, how we give it better instructions so the insights get sharper and sharper every day. Well, that brings us right into our next step. Finally, we reach refining AI outputs through iterative prompting. This technical area focuses on prompt engineering, where the user provides follow-up instructions to Copilot to filter, sort, or change the tone of the generated insights to better suit a specific audience. In our relaxed classroom tone, it simply means the art of the conversation. As a trainer for 25 years, I have seen that the first answer isn't always the perfect one. You might say, that's a great chart, but now show it to me as a percentage. Or make the summary shorter for an executive email. You are polishing the diamond. Let's break this down together. As builders, we are the architects of precision insight. We've looked at the data expert, the instant artist, the storyteller, the formula translator, the security guard, and finally, the art of the conversation. We've mastered using Copilot in Power BI for automated insights. You now know how to turn a mountain of data into a clear path forward. Well, that brings us right into our next chapter,